Alright guys, Mr. Who's the Boss just uploaded, guys. We actually reacted to one of his videos recently, but that video in of itself did not take that much time to make. So he has another video out again. How's his folding phone so affordable? And I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let's check it out, guys. Mr. Who's the Boss. Pretty big YouTuber.
So a couple of weeks ago, I tried to shift over from my iPhone to a flip phone. I loved some parts of it, others made me cry, till I eventually...
I personally like the tablet, the bigger screens and stuff, flip phones. It's like half of the experience compared to the other ones, man. I much prefer the folds or whatever they're called. I forgot what it's called exactly. Like Google's Pixel, whatever it's called. No, that looks cool.
She decided, this is not for me, there needs to be more
Imagine the guy didn't catch it, bro, which probably happened in the outtakes.
competition and more innovation in this market before I flip. Then Techno reached out.
Before I flip, oh my gosh, I get the pun.
They said, we've got this new flip phone. We want to sponsor a video so you can tell people about it. I told them, listen, I've just tested a flip phone.
Bro, you know what he put in the price in the thumbnail? He put $699. $699. Is that affordable to you guys? To me, in the realm of affordable, is a lot less than $600. But hey, I'm just big, poor fan of, man. Poor fan of.
I'm not ready to move to one. That includes yours. And they said, that's fine. Just try it. So I did, and while I still won't be switching to it, I am really glad this Phantom V Flip exists, and here are the 10 reasons why. For starters, the unboxing. You get your nice premium packaging, with every inner box having this faux leather finish, your SIM ejector, your USB-C cable, a 45-volt power brick, a pretty nice feeling case that...
Hey man, it feels like you're getting something more than just a phone, which you are, you're getting some accessories. I do like their unboxing experience, way better than, some other phones. Where you don't even get to a charger, man.
Protects both sides of the phone, and obviously the phone. And I'm really glad that this is still a thing. Because yeah, if you upgraded phones every year and very little change, then of course, like most big companies say, you could just use the power brick and cable that you already had.
Man, they're cutting corners, bro. They're cutting corners, straight up. No need to beat around the bush here, bro. They don't want to include it for, cutting corners, maybe.
For the
environment.
But the thing is, most people don't upgrade every year. The vast majority of people now are sitting in the once every 3 to 4 years bucket. Especially
3 to 4, guys. I'd be comfortable with 2. I think 2 is perfect, but I'm just a regular dude. I can't afford no phone every year.
Especially in the category of expensive folding phones. Not to mention the fact that the power brick and the cable.
But if I did have the money, I would definitely do it, though. Not gonna lie.
You already have, are you not probably going to want to send those off with the old phone, since that's what they were made for? Plus, you still need a case. 90% of people use one, and so there's no real reason
You said 90%? Wow. I know, right? No case is just a rich person kind of thing, bro.
To not give you one, except for...
Not gonna lie, just straight up. If you don't have a case, you're just too rich for it to have a case.
Please spend another $50 on our website and we'll create an entirely different order and shipment that's in no way environmentally friendly. Okay, then we've got the price. Foldable phones right now feel like they're in a bubble, where just because the early starting prices were so high that it set the precedent that this is what a foldable phone should cost.
Holy smokes.
But with the first
paying double the phone, right guys?
Phones, it made sense, because to do something experimental, you have to invest a lot in research and development to sell not many units. But, we're at our 3rd to 5th generation of foldables with most companies. These companies have already recouped those R&D costs. Credit where due, the flips have come down a bit.
I just like his shirt though, man. It's like the Pikachu. That one Pokemon that's not even a real Pikachu.
Since Gen 1, with their default starting price at now $1,000, but $1,800 for one of the folds, that should not be a thing today. And so part of why I'm so glad that this...
Come on now. DSs were so much less, bro. What? Imagine Nintendo came out with a phone that could do that. They're just with a touchscreen phone for a really cheap one, man.
this thing exists is that it's a working example of that. This has a 1 to 120Hz OLED display. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, a pretty good Dimensity 8050 chip, and it's $699. And with something like
It just looks goofy, man. And this is like the second or third time. Like, well, man, I swear they get sponsorships, bro. We had Marquise actually make a video promoting like a new company. Now I got Mr. Who's the Boss making a video promoting a new phone company, bro.
this happens in an industry, it's good for all of us. Here's something else really cool. So you know how like every phone since the year 2000 has had a flash on the back? This one actually has a really bright quad flash. But the more interesting thing is that it also has a dual flash on the front. And when I first saw this, I thought, wait, that's pointless. I mean, most phones nowadays can already brighten their screens up when taking a dark selfie, and
A double flash, guys.
that's the same thing, right? Well, no. If you compare this shot taken with no flash to this shot with the screen brightening feature to this shot with the front flash, you can see that while brightness goes up with the bright screen mode, the sharpness doesn't, and the color accuracy actually goes down. It almost starts to look a little hazy. And so I have actually found this
Honestly, comparing those two photos, I can't even tell the difference, bro. My phone's super grainy because it's like a little bit of a cheap phone. But when we get a better phone, bro, we are definitely gonna, there's not much of a difference, just straight up.
front flash to be legitimately the best way to take selfies. Even in already good lighting, it just lets your camera capture that little bit of extra facial detail. I think Techno's gestures are really clever. Like how I've got a pinch out to open ChatGPT, a swipe up with 2 fingers to bring up the vault, which is all your stuff that you can lock behind your fingerprint. You can even do things like a clockwise rotation to
Yo, you could do that? No way.
instantly start a voice
Google
search.
Photos needs that, man.
Okay, this is also really smart design. I've always liked leather-like finishes. I want every single company
Leather?
to offer this as an option because it's just zero fingerprint, hassle-free. The
Honestly, I'll be using a case, so...
hinge has
Wait, is he talking about the phone or the case?
a little bit more friction than I'm used to, but the upside of that is that it holds in any position from about 20 degrees onwards. I'm glad that when it folds completely flat. But more importantly, the fact that it can do that while also finding room for the screen to rest without being pressed together, which means that when it's open, it doesn't really have
Guys, I didn't know if he was folding it inward or outward at that moment, guys.
a noticeable crease. You can see it from some angles, but it's good enough that during most day-to-day use, it's literally as if
Creases are annoying, though.
it's not there, which now that I've experienced it, is almost confusing. How did Techno, on their first ever flip phone, priced at $699, do that, while others who've been doing this for years with more expensive phones have not? Either way, I do hope this acts as an incentive for other manufacturers to
Guys, it's not the phone he's gonna be using. He's gonna be using his iPhone 15, guys.
get it right going forward. And then you've got this cover screen, which they call the planet design. Now I gotta say, I'm not used to using circular screens, but one thing this does do at least is feel like a very distinct experience to the inner display. It kind of behaves like a smartwatch with a bunch of these easy to flick through, functional but not too functional widgets. You've got things like fitness, you've got alarms and a stopwatch, and it's all very pleasantly animated.
Kinda dumb, bro. I'd rather be watching YouTube videos, bro. There's no way I can watch YouTube videos on the front of it. Just take it away, bro. A CBA.
Plus, the music tile's pretty cool because it really does look like you're playing on vinyl. And that leads me to the customization. The customization settings here are absolutely endless, and I'm all about it. Okay, deep breath. So for starters, themes. There's built-in ones, and you can download like 1,000 more. You've got different live wallpapers that sync to how far open or closed your phone is. Static wallpapers with the ability to quickly find more, and what I've done, which is to cycle through them every single time I unlock my phone. There's cover screen personalization, where you can either lean into the fact that, let's be honest, it really does look like a watch face. You can go very abstract and artsy.
One thing I do like about folding phones is the fact that you can actually, close it and not really risk breaking like the phone. Like not almost no phones in the world can do that. Like potential not to break the screen. That's amazing.
And stick a whale on there, or you can just go all the way and get a pet or a stylized version of yourself, which I don't hate nearly as much as I thought I would. There's the always-on display stuff, which again lets you do basically anything you can think of, including deciding how much or little information you want to see, and that's not even touching the deep personalization, which I could go on about for an entirely separate video. But what's also really cool is the special functions section of the settings. It's
You won't, guys.
Subclimate of things that you couldn't normally fiddle with on your phone, all the way from App Booster, which lets you
I'm sure it's not, app boosters and stuff. Come on now. You can get that on the regular App Store.
You select a few of your favorite apps and the phone will keep them ready for launch at all times, to music gesture, which lets you change the song that's playing by swiping on your screen even when the phone's on standby, to WhatsApp voice changer, which turns this voice
to this voice on a WhatsApp video call, to terrorize your entire social circle, or
feeling particularly fruity.
Okay. Yeah, stuff you'd use in like a TikTok and then just not use again. Right, guys?
You can go to this voice. And if you're enjoying this video, then a sub to the channel would be fun.
Like, how many people are they gonna, like, get to buy this if now that they saw this voice changer thing?
Fantastic.
Now, I've always thought that flip phones are cool. There are honestly few higher pleasures in life than ending a phone call like this. But what I find really difficult is feeling
True.
like I'm sacrificing functionality for the sake of being cool. And that's what a lot of folding phones have done historically with battery. There's still some compromise here. It's a 4,000 mAh cell you're getting, but that paired with fast 45-watt charging actually feels pretty healthy compared to the 3,700 mAh and 25-watt combo that I've just come from with the Samsung. Also, remember, flip phones will last a lot longer than you expect, just because you're spending a large portion of your time on a tiny cover screen. And speaking of which, number 2, the cameras. This is the highest resolution overall package of cameras that you can get on a flip phone.
I do like that front-facing camera, though. That's amazing.
And obviously, we're well past the point where that's the only important metric. But the only reason I mention it is that I have multiple times now taken a photo with this phone, forgotten about it, seen it again another time while flicking through the gallery, and only then realized, wait a sec, the detail can be insane. It has the same caveat as every flip phone in that it's effort every time you want to take a rear photo, but the selfies, which are the default, are really good in almost all lighting conditions, with a nice balance of smoothing the skin, but not erasing every last bit of texture. And importantly for a flip phone like this, it's good that you can activate the camera with gestures, like a high five or voice command.
Hey, we're getting close to, the simulation with that, man.
But the thing that
It's still gonna take a while, though.
I found most interesting is the weird security features. Just lots of little tricks that no one would think to build into their phone, but now they're here, they make a lot of sense. Like, just for example, how after 2 failed unlock attempts, your phone will start secretly taking photos of whoever's trying, and upload those photos to the cloud, which has resulted in an entire
That's pretty cool.
library of shots that look like this. Or if you stick the phone on charge and someone else unplugs it while it's still locked, it'll ring at full volume. These are great features to have built
That's a good thing. They could make a different sound than the Ring, though. Only folding phones will... Guys, we got Taze on you. Looks like he's a fan, man. Folding phones let you act like James Bond or Captain Kirk. No matter what you flip with one hand, the world better watch out. And Taze on, he's so totally inactive on YouTube. That's fine. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Mr. Who's a Boss in the description, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace out. Thank you for watching.